welcome back. It's the Game Blot, and this is Nightmare in a Computer Game, also known as Factorio with Bob's Mods and Angel Ores. We have basically just been sitting here and farming for the last, at least a good 2 hours, just trying to get everything done. We managed to create several just standard ore crushers. These ones don't require any coal whatsoever, so we've upgraded all that, which has been nice because it means it has bumped it up a little bit, and not necessarily. By about 0.5, yeah. So the crafting speed, it's a little bit faster. Just a touch faster. But while these ones have all been going and filling up our bus, we have been sitting here and just farming our own little supply. It's allowed us to create a little stockpile, refill all our bars. We have a lot of circuits now, that's all done. Our crafting has not really progressed too far. We have gone off to do other things while we've been waiting for stuff to finish crafting. But the gears here for our science are almost full. We did modify our bus a little bit to ensure that a lot of the iron actually made its way into where the gears were, but I think it now may be time to start doing a little bit of side crafting, as it were, mainly for things like belts, inserters, that kind of thing. Eventually we will be able to make our assembly machines, but we do actually need to get a whole bunch of other stuff sorted as well, which will require these ones, chemical furnaces and metal mixing furnaces, as well as the processing of our rubite and bobmonium ores to get our tin and lead. We probably won't be bussing the tin and lead because there are very few products that actually need it as a whole. So the tin will just go straight from the smelting area off to where we create our tinned wire, which I think we'll be creating here. So this here could be our tinned wire. Let's actually just make this a little bit better. So I think in the next couple of episodes we'll see about getting situated with our blue circuits, which require basic circuit boards, which we have lots of. Basic electronic components, which we can make, requires tinned copper wire, which we are sorting now, and carbon. The carbon is found here and is made in those little red furnaces, of which we have one. The other thing we need is solder plate, which is tin plate and lead plate made in metal mixing furnaces, which are these blue ones here. So we'll bring the tin along and it'll all happen in here basically. So let us get to it. Right. I want to create a split belt. I actually want to. And now we need more iron. Yes. Iron is... Our shortfall on iron is still very much a big issue, but at least we have a little bit of throughput for the science, which means that's all getting done, which is nice. Thankfully we do have a fair amount of iron stashed away. We just removed the inserters to ensure that we have our own little private stash, as it were. We'll put the outputs on the outside, and this will allow us to actually create green science as well. Because to make our inserters, we could potentially create green science almost immediately, but I want to get these blue circuits out of the way because it means we'll allow us to create faster crafting stations, which will be nice. I think we are going to have to make our copper wire area just a little bit bigger to deal with the added demand of the tinned copper, but that should be fine. We'll just get that sorted up there. Add another 4 onto it. But yes, faster crafting won't necessarily help us get anywhere faster. It will be a little bit more resource efficient, I hope. Eventually we are going to have to think about using some of the bulbs mods crafters. They do have their own special features in just terms of speed and space is one of the big things. Because they are quite small. Alright, we'll just put down some power poles, just anywhere really, just to get it all started. How are we doing? I think we might actually need to bump up our output just a little bit. We'll do that once we've got this all sorted. Let's split it off here. Move the pole to that side. I'll actually send the copper wire down alongside. Once we have some more iron, we'll send it down through there and we'll make it jump. This line, like that. We'll actually need to bust this at some point as well. Okay, another 200 iron plate. Good. Alright, that is one bit done. Take some of that. Take some of this as well, because we actually need some more power poles as well. So one thing that we haven't really run that short on is wood. We have lots of wood. A bit more iron there. We will actually need to do another resource run there, but we'll do that off camera. So the other thing we need, move you over like that. This one here will be creating our actually we'll put the electronic circuits bit. Actually make you through there like that. Send the tin copper wire down through that because that is for our circuits. We're at 5. Yeah, let's make it 5. This could be our electronic components. Once again, out of iron. The way I say that word makes me think of that video of the chipmunks screaming at each other. For this one, I think we'll actually need to be using put the output on the outside again. We will actually need all of these. We will be just hoovering them off the bus so that we can actually create the first of our blue circuits. We do have a few here, so we could actually start creating these. We just need iron. Actually, let us just do a resource run right now. As it turns out, the one thing we are not short on is stone. Which I guess is okay. So it does allow us to craft various items. Let's actually go get some more stone brick. Let's actually make some more, actually. We managed to finally hook up the coal. Well, it's apparently something that I had completely forgotten about. We're going the long way around, using the belts to move us along faster, just so we get more done. Because later on we will have additional things to put in our armor inventory. Alright, we'll put 4 in here, 4 in there, and we'll put the rest in there like that. So these ones will feed the bus and our science, and these will feed us. Just like that. I don't think we'll be able to craft these just yet because we are using the iron for just about everything else. That has all slowed down because we're out of copper. Oh, we've got lots of copper in our inventory. There we go. It'll craft a little bit for us. We'll get the rest of it another time. A little bit squirrely, this. That's alright. This thing also needs our carbon. Carbon is created with coal in, is it these guys? Yes, in our chemical furnaces, of which we now have 2. We don't actually need a whole lot of that, we can just use the 2 of them. The 2 will create a little bit, but it should see us through for now. We'll just clear out all of this. There's another thing. Any miners and drills that sort of run out of resources will automatically be slated for deconstruction, which is nice because it means that eventually things like power will not be that much of a problem because everything will be completely in a state of movement, which is good. It's all good. Anyway, we are completely over for this episode. See you again in the next one.